honestly, this might give you a heart attack because I put Cam Newton in my questionable signings, and I'm about to say this, but I think Carson Wentz will be way better than he was on the Eagles and on the Colts. That is a great depressing walk off the field and confetti shot right there. That screams NFL talent right there, if you ask me.
Trey Lance looks right here like he's gonna run like a motherfucker over. He's looking at you. I'm gonna make you my bitch. And they have so much fucking potential. And there's just one player that completely limits that potential. And it's a guy who can't throw a fucking deep fucking shot. He can't throw anything outside the numbers. And it's a dude who's always fucking injured. And it's fucking Jimmy Trash Garoppolo. And like, what can I say? Yeah. Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Muffed podcast. As always, my name is Boaz, and I'm joined by. No, Lemeter's not here again. I mean, like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like CIA fucking mission again. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I mean, okay, like Lemeter just doesn't shit like every other week now. Like, what the fuck?
Man, he just bails on us, man. We have to do all the fucking heavy lifting for him anyways. Oh, look, he just texted the group chat right now.
He just texted.
You guys recording right now?
This is fucking live. This is
you guys recording right
now. Wow.
Like
he doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, we have an interesting episode, Aaron and I are here. We don't have fucking CIA missions that we're out and about doing. And with that being said, free agency is here, man. We got to fucking talk about it. Let's get into it. As always, we like to start off our episodes with our highlight of the week. Aaron, actually, no, you got more highlights. You told me when we started. You know what? I'll fucking start off. Last time what was it? 2 weeks ago we did that. I started off.
Yeah, go for
Lemeter's not here. Fucking, we throw all the rules out the window. I'm starting off.
Exactly.
I only got one highlight this week. Usually I've been kind of, I've had a few interesting ones, or like throughout the week I'm just kind of pay attention and try to like write down a few. I've been kind of busy, just to be honest. I've been busy this week. I haven't been following a whole lot. And my Twitter, whatever, I just usually go through Twitter and I find these, and like my Twitter like timeline has just only been like free agency shit. Like I got Schefter notifications, I got Ian Rappaport notifications, I got notifications on everybody. But yeah, the only thing that I guess I can think of was, so I was in on the NFT market, NBA Top Shot. I was really into that sort of thing. Patrick Mahomes is getting in an NBA, or not really NBA Top Shot. It's just his own whatever Top Shot.
Is he really?
His own NFTs. Yeah, today he actually, in the morning, I was trying to see if I can get anything. It was so fucking overpriced. He has the Museum of Mahomes, but it's like, it's kind of like, it sounds kind of corny, but then like he's trying to get money for his charity, so like whatever. But he made like over $3 million in 20 minutes from that shit. Like that's like, the auctions were like fucking crazy.
Are you
like
serious?
People paid a shit ton of fucking money for these NFTs. But yeah, I mean, I guess you have a one-of-one Mahomes, whatever. There's like an MVP one, and there's all kinds of cool ones, whatever.
Bro, why can't I just be like super athletic and famous where I can sell my highlights and make $3 million in 20 minutes?
That's, I mean, yeah, he didn't make it. Like, I guess he donated to charity, but like, if you really wanted to, you could totally make like a second edition.
You can take a little off the top. You can take a little. Not that bad.
I'm doing Patty Mahomes just got his fucking 500 million, dude. I don't think he's I think he's good for now. He's good for a while.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't.
But I think that's gonna. I mean, what Gronk a few weeks ago I was telling you about Gronk. Now Patty does it. I feel like this is gonna be a big thing. Like all of a sudden we're just gonna see like athletes just making their own fucking like trading cards. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really my only highlight of the week, Aaron. Go ahead.
All right, so a few episodes ago, well, I like to talk about the world of baseball in my highlights of the week when it's going on. So a few episodes ago, I did a highlight of the week, talking about Patrick Mahomes' baseball career, because Lemeter hates
elite baseball career. Yeah, no, he was really good.
His elite baseball career.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna for Boaz, he's not a really big LeBron fan. He doesn't talk about it much, but you might not know that if you watch this, but he doesn't like LeBron a lot. So yeah. LeBron is apparently a I don't know, he's like a partial owner of the Red Sox or something. Like,
yeah.
I wish I should have done more research.
This was only when you, because you texted me about this like when it first happened. Really, this is only really kind of funny just because like, I mean, Boston Celtics fans have to hate LeBron. Like, I mean, like back in like when he was in Cleveland and all that, it's a big fucking rivalry. So like the fact that he now has to like Boston Celtics fans or just Boston fans now have to kind of like, I guess, I mean, they're not really rooting for LeBron, but like they're associated with LeBron, and I guess they kind of have to like him a little bit. That's the only part that I can say it's funny. The rest of it is, fuck LeBron, whatever. Good for him, man. Whatever.
Yeah, so
yes,
so now you have a baseball team you can hate, so you can join me if I ever do like a little fuck the Red Sox.
Yeah, fuck the Red Sox.
I don't really hate the Red Sox, but So yeah, he's a part owner. I just looked it up, but
he said that, and then I think he also did some other interview where he was saying that like, oh, I'm gonna be whatever, I want to be an NBA owner, and that's gonna happen sooner rather than later. And I'm like, dude, god damn it, like. He's gonna fucking draft the next Kwame Brown, and all the Bron sexuals are gonna love it so much. They're gonna like he literally would draft like the biggest bust of all time, and every Bron sexual would be like, "Nah, dude, he's good, dude. Bron knows what's up, whatever." It's like And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's honestly, my hate is a lot of it is towards LeBron, and then I think even more of it is fucking towards just like the LeBron fans, because like they're the worst. LeBron fans are like legitimately the worst. Like that's all I can
You
say.
know,
I don't like LeBron.
just sprinkle. I have a point I'm going to make here, but like I want to sprinkle a little bit onto your,
Yeah,
LeBron hate pile. I don't hate LeBron. I like LeBron. I think he's a fun player, but
I mean,
um,
he's like flopping and
but oh fuck no,
fake
oh,
rings and
fuck.
all that.
We're gonna have to cut this out, dude. I actually lost my train of thought like mid sentence. I actually have no idea.
Oh,
Fuck no, what was I gonna say? It was actually a point I wanted to make. Fuck, what were you talking about?
I said he got fake rings and he's flopping or whatever.
No, we were talking about Braun fan base.
Oh yeah, his friend. Yeah, that I don't like his fan base. Like they're like really toxic and like they're just weird.
Dude, what was I gonna say?
I don't know, man. But the one thing is, everyone on fucking Twitter, like every comment section, you're always gonna find like a LeBron saying, be like, yeah,
Braun's like,
Jor Bust would love the career that LeBron has and shit
oh my
like that.
God, that's
It's like,
terrible.
dude, literally, like it'd be like nothing related to LeBron, and they're just be like, yeah, this is why LeBron James they go. And like it's kind of funny a little bit, but then at one point, there's just so many people who do that. It's just annoying. Like LeBron, whatever. Like he's all right. I don't think he's a bad player or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously against the Warriors, like the Warriors are my team. Like, how the fuck can I root for this guy? And like, I mean, his actions off the court. I mean, he seems like a stand-up guy and all of that. But I just gotta, there's got to be someone who I can hate on. It for football. Usually, it's Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. For Rodgers, I can shit on a couple of guys. Basketball, LeBron James is my guy, and he's easy. He's just easy scapegoat. Like, there's a lot to hate about LeBron.
I'm glad. So this is why I said I'm going to sprinkle in on the LeBron hate. So basically, so there's a YouTube channel which I can't name because you don't like name drops. He's primarily a baseball YouTuber, but he covers football and basketball sometimes. So I'll try and cover his username, but he posted this.
You can name drop a fuck it, Aaron. One
Okay,
time.
fucking John Boy Media. But
Oh, damn.
okay, you can't really tell what that is. So basically, LeBron, he's a Cleveland guy or claims to be a Cleveland guy.
Yeah.
So it's a picture of him at the 2016 World Series when the Indians were in the World Series playing the Cubs, and he was there. He was up in the suite. He was like, "Yeah, let's go Cleveland!" And on his shirt it says Cleveland or nothing. And then John Boy just tweeted out like tough scene and circled the Cleveland or nothing on him, and then put it as next to the owner of the Red Sox thing. Just kind of
Oh shit.
LeBron.
I mean, dude, LeBron, dude. The thing is, I mean, he's like he's fucked over the city of Cleveland so many times, but I think the fact is just like he's probably, I mean, him and Jim Brown, right, are probably like the greatest Cleveland athletes of all time. Like
Yeah.
LeBron could literally whatever go like under the logo, whatever, like just when you drive into Cleveland, I don't know, I'm guessing they have one. I'm pretty sure every city, right, has like whatever, like you drive and they have like a little sign. He could take a shit on the sign, take a piss on it, whatever, burn it, and like I feel like everyone in Cleveland would still love him. So like he can't do anything wrong. Really, the only thing I think if like the Browns win the Super Bowl, like maybe Baker Mayfield could be the only person I can think of who maybe could like top that, like he can match that level. But like other than that, like LeBron can do whatever the fuck he wants, and like people of Cleveland will still love him.
Yeah. All right, real quick. I lied. I have two more. Just real quick. I'm going to talk about this one. Luis Guillorme in spring training had a 22 pitch at bat, which is the longest in Major League history. What it doesn't really count though because it's spring training, unfortunately. But so he technically has that record now, so good for him. And the one I actually wanted to talk about was so the Giants were playing the Cleveland Indians. Speaking of Cleveland, we're just talking about them in a spring training game, and the Giants and the Cleveland Indians were winning in the bottom of the ninth, and since they were home, so the winning team, if you're winning in the top of the ninth, you just win the game because then you don't get to add on to your runs. So, but then the Cleveland were winning, but then the Giants manager goes up to the Indians manager, he's like, "Hey, can we just like get some extra reps in for these like random AA guys?"
Just yeah.
Like, yeah,
That's
sure,
funny.
whatever, I like that. So then the Giants just got the bat 2 innings in a row, but the umpire's like, hold on, you can't do this. Like we want to go home, and he's like you can't do this. It's against the rules. Game's over. And they're like, he's like, guys, it's spring training. Like no one gives a shit. Like fucking who cares? Let's just get some more at bats. And he's like, no. And the umpire's like, no. I'm an umpire and I stand by this game's gonna end right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, look, dude, these guys aren't even gonna be on the fucking team when the season starts. Like let them get hits. And they're just like, okay, fuck you. You guys can leave. We're leaving. We're not umpiring. So all the umpires left. And they played the bottom of the ninth inning without umpires. So I just want that to be known. So that happened.
Dude, I'm just going to say right now, I'm team umpire. I'm sticking with the umpire, guys. I like that move. That's a big dick move right here. It's like, you think you're bigger than the game? I'm the fucking game. Let me show you how it's done. If you I'm leaving. You guys play this. It's not legit. Like, did they even, was it on TV? Like, could you even watch that? Whatever.
Probably not. I mean, maybe you can find a stream of it, but like most spring training games aren't on the local networks anyway. So like, yeah.
So exactly. They're like, this ain't worth my time. I don't get paid enough for this shit. You guys want to fucking do your like whatever minor league, like fucking, what is it? Like, what's the little kids? What's that league called with the little kids? What's it called?
Little League? What?
Yeah, fuck, man. Little league is.
I was like,
You guys want to do your fucking little league bullshit, whatever? Go ahead and fucking do it. Dude, this is how little I know about baseball.
yeah, that's how like little the umpires are just like they did not want to work, and I think it's funny that the team just like okay, let's just do it then. We're here, right? I just thought that was funny.
No, that is pretty funny. Yeah, I just wish it was on a national, like if it was like a national stage, that'd be even funnier. And so is that rule the same? Like if like whatever, if the game's pretty much a blowout, it's over. There's no chance of the other team winning.
No, so
do they just end it off, or do they play?
Basically, so you know how there's like a top and a bottom in a baseball game, right?
Yeah.
First, bottom of the first. So basically, the Indians are home. The home team bats in the bottom inning, right?
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
So
there's no chance. I mean, I understand what you're saying. So there's no chance for the other team to like score any more.
Yeah. So if the other team can't score any more runs, the game's over. Like you don't get to just add on runs, really. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's actually I didn't know that. Like I thought that was maybe just like a spring training thing, just because like.
Oh no! It just ends if you're top.
So this kind of scenario could technically happen again, right? If like.
I mean, if it's a game that's not going to happen like a real game, like. But if
that's true. If it's because those guys would already be like they'd be already whatever relegated to the minor leagues, right? So like they wouldn't actually be playing.
And like unless it's like a televised, like unless it's like a preseason game, like right before the season starts, that's like actually on TV. Then that could happen on TV, but that's not gonna happen. Like
I feel like on TV this would be fucking really interesting, just to see these guys come out, just like their fucking reaction. It's like the umpires don't fucking want to watch us play. Like I mean, the people in the stands are probably leaving already. Like who gives a fuck about this? This is just quite literally they're just tossing the ball around.
Exactly.
They're not doing anything, but they get paid whatever. Like right, even like the guys like minor league guys, right? They get paid pretty good. So yeah, you get paid whatever hundreds of thousands, like if not millions of dollars, to just fucking toss the ball around. That's cool.
Just call your own strikes.
You could be like there's no fucking umpire, right? Like you could just be like that's right, that's out of the zone, right? And like who the fuck is gonna say
it's like fuck you, it's a strike. Like I mean who
yeah, and how did that work? Is it just like whatever?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean that's all I heard
street basketball. Like you just gotta respect the call. Like if a guy's like, you fouled me,
you just gotta respect the call. I mean I don't know what else you do there in that situation.
Do you have it? Yeah, is that it, or do you have one more?
Yeah, no, that was it. Yeah,
that was. I mean, Aaron, that's pretty funny. I don't think it's that one that you had a few weeks ago where you were talking about the guy who's just whatever.
Oh no!
Everybody like the Mariners guy. That guy is like I don't think you can top that, but this is still pretty good.
No, yeah, I don't know. Like that was stupidity on a whole new level. Like it's unbelievable.
That guy, dude, he just went balls to the wall. Like I don't give a fuck. Like he just went like I'm gonna just say everything I want to say.
And then they forced him to resign like 2 days after that. So.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm staying woke on that shit. Like they didn't force him to resign. He was resigning, or like he was just gonna get fired, and like he was just sped up the process.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, he's just fuck it. Yeah. Let me just say, like all the dirt I got on all you motherfuckers.
That's probably what happened. Honestly.
That probably is, dude. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's get into our next segment. Before we get into free agency, we got to talk about the draft's coming up too in a few weeks. We're probably I think next week we should do our mock draft. Maybe we'll do our first mock draft, and maybe we'll do like 2 this time because last time we only did 1. Maybe do 2 or some shit like that. But before we get into our mock drafts, I think we need to do some QB rankings, from the draft. We gotta, everyone's coming out. Chris Sims came out with a super controversial one where he put Zach Wilson number 1. But I'm gonna say this: I think Aaron and I have a super controversial one, and I'm just very excited. Aaron, why don't you take us away? What are your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL draft?
Well,
ranked by how cool their names sound.
Yeah. So
top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL draft. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. Top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL draft based on how cool their name is. Not. Yeah. So number 5, I have KJ Costello. Let me tell you. I feel like that's a cool name. KJ Costello. It's got the K in the beginning of the name, or the KJ, and then it's got the C in the beginning. I think it flows together pretty well. KJ Costello.
It is a cool name, yeah.
Number 5. Now number 4, Peyton Ramsey. You know what? At first I wasn't gonna put him on the list, but the more I said it to myself, I was like, Peyton Ramsey.
Dude, I don't even know what school does he play for? TCU. KJ Costello's Mississippi State, I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't know about KJ Costello, but Peyton Ramsey's TCU.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Peyton Ramsey. The more I said the name, I was like, oh, he's like Peyton Manning, GOAT. He's like Jalen Ramsey, one of my favorite players in the NFL.
Gordon Ramsay. Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay. Put them together, and I just kept saying it. Peyton Ramsey. It just sounds cool.
That is a cool name.
Like I say, Peyton Ramsey.
And honestly, you're a guy who doesn't like 2 first names. That's 2 first names.
That is true. And if I like a name of 2 first names,
that means it's a really fucking good name.
It's a good name. It is a good name.
All right.
But just hearing the name Peyton Ramsey makes me want to go throw the pigskin around the backyard, if you know what I mean.
It's a very smooth name. I'm gonna say that when you say it out loud, like it just comes out very nicely, like Peyton Ramsey. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like like a quarterback. Like you don't see quarterbacks like hyphenated last names or anything like that. Like it's got to be like a very nice name. Like Kyler Murray. I feel like that's another good one. Peyton Ramsey. I feel fits that kind of like that.
All right. Well, number 3, I have Justin Fields. One of the best quarterbacks in the draft. top prospects in the draft. We don't know for sure yet, I guess, but one of the best college quarterbacks in the draft is one of the coolest names. It's a little basic in my opinion. Is a little
It is,
basic.
but yeah, I'm a
I
little
can't
bit, yeah,
deny
Aaron,
it.
honestly, I'm confused about that.
But let me tell you. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
Justin Fields. First of all, that is a athletically ambiguous name. What do I mean by that? Justin Fields, quarterback, makes sense. Justin Fields, center fielder of the Milwaukee Brewers, makes sense. Justin Fields,
I can see it.
backup point guard of the Miami Heat, makes sense. I can't really put him in hockey though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, no, hockey, he doesn't fit. Yeah.
Soccer, Justin Fields, left back for Tottenham Hotspurs. I think that works. I think Justin Fields. Let me tell you, it is a kind of a generic name, but Justin Fields, it's a cool name. Nothing wrong with it. Fields, football's played on a field. There's levels to this. I just feel like it's an all-around fun name. All right, now
it is. I think it is a cool name, and I think also Fields is like a cool, it's one of those last names. It's just like I feel like you can just call him Fields. You don't even need to say his full name. True. It's just you can just be like Fields. I really like Field. Everyone knows Justin Fields.
All right, number 2. If there's one thing I like in a good name, it's the last name being an inanimate object. That's what I love. When I see that, that's going to get you ranked high on this list. And number 2, I have Ian Book. See, with Ian Book, there's so much potential there. There's so much potential.
I didn't know where you were going with this. Yeah, when you said that, I had no. Ian Book is not where I. Okay, go ahead, Aaron. Yeah, explain that.
Take a look. Throws a touchdown. He read the defense like a book.
I didn't. Wow, I didn't. That's actually great. I didn't think about that. That's a fucking perfect one. Yeah.
Ian Book. What is he? He's a fast white guy. Ian Book. What? It's perfect. It's actually
dude.
perfect.
How many fantasy football team names are going to be whatever, some sort of pun off of Ian Book?
Too many.
Drew Brees. There's always whatever gun.
Brees.
Yeah. There's just so many whatever Drew Brees. Ian Book could be one, right?
I know. What's that Disney musical called? Look in a book. You can have look in a book, and it's just Ian Book.
Oh shit! Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The only thing that brings it down, the only reason it's not number 1 is because Ian, kind of a generic name. I shouldn't be talking. My name's Aaron.
Ian is it doesn't sound good. I don't know. There's something it just doesn't sound good coming out. But book is book. Book. I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
All right.
So that's another guy you could just call by one name. Just be like, hey, I like Book.
I like Book. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Book, Ian Book, hoping for great things. He's got a fantastic name. So number 1 name in all of the QB draft class. So, one thing I like in a good name, does it flow well? Peyton Ramsey flows very well. Justin Fields.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't flow that well, but it sounds cool. There's the sound cool factor. It has to sound cool.
There's a lot of factors I see. You got to factor in a lot of things when you do your calculation just to see how cool it is.
Exactly. But one thing I like, creativity. Just a name I haven't heard before that blows me away. 2 things coming together that doesn't make any sense. So number 1, I have Gunnar Hoke. And,
wow.
and it's not Gunnar. It's Gunnar with an AR at the end. Hoke, spelled Hoak. Let me tell you, this guy apparently is a backup quarterback, but apparently he's in the draft or something. Found him on a website. Had to put him on this list.
I've never heard of this guy in my life.
He's at Ohio State. He's a backup at Ohio State or something. I don't know what he is.
Okay. Gunnar Hoke. Yeah.
Best name in the draft for quarterback.
That's a Gardner Minshew type of vibe where, I say that name and it's a cool sounding name. And maybe, he's going to be could be probably undrafted, right? I've never heard of this dude. Probably going to be undrafted.
6'5". Let me look him up. Gunnar.
6'5", dude. John Elway's John Elway's going to take a chance on him in the 6th round, 5th, 6th round. John Elway's taking a chance on that.
Gunnar Hoke. American football court. Dude, he doesn't even have a full picture. Oh, no. Click on him. Oh, he's 6'4".
This guy's
Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, so he's not. Yeah, it's not Ohio State. Kentucky. Okay.
Oh wait, no, he was at both.
He transferred. He transferred from home.
It doesn't even say which one he's currently at. That's very interesting. But anyways, Gunnar Hoke, future Hall of Famer. So let me just recap a little quick. KJ Costello, Peyton Ramsey, Justin Fields, Ian Book, and Gunnar Hoke. Now, just real quick, I want to do tier list here, and by that I mean I'm gonna. I was limited to, quarterbacks in the draft. We're talking about the full draft. Would have been a little
well, I think we're going to do another one. We're going to do just a full one. Maybe we'll do a top 10 of best names in the draft. But Aaron, honestly, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Zach Wilson, I feel like that kind of comes out Wilson is that's a football last name. Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson. I feel like that comes out.
I considered it. I really did. But,
okay.
Kind of generic if you ask me, Wilson.
That is true. Zach is Zach. Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah. No, I see that. Trevor Lawrence, I would say, is kind of a mouthful. There's a lot of syllables in there, right?
Trevor Lawrence,
it's a lot to say. A lot.
Trevor Lawrence, Ian Book, yeah. I see the comments saying Gunnar Hoke is hard to say too, but you know what? Let me tell you something. That's a fucking creative name. Trevor Lawrence, two first
I
names.
think with a
Probably the
name like
most.
Gunner, I mean, yeah, it's just so many points. Like, sure, you get a little bit deducted from it just not being like the best flowing one, like just or
Exactly.
just the best to pronounce. But like just Gunner, I think by itself, I think elevates you pretty fucking high up in the like cool name list.
I agree.
I agree. Okay, let's get into my list. Number five. Number five. Let me pull up here. I got it on my phone, man.
So
This
this
is how
is top
prepared we
five
are.
quarterbacks in the draft.
Top five quarterbacks in the NFL draft, ranked by how
Okay.
cool they
Okay.
look while they're playing football. The top five quarterbacks in the NFL draft, 2021 NFL draft. Let's go number five. And we just talked about him, Trevor Lawrence, number five right there.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I got you here. So I'm just gonna pull up pictures, one at a time, just to not spoil it. But I'll show you the picture that I kind of looked at, which really made me be like, this guy's kind of cool.
I don't really think he looks that cool while playing football. So you're gonna have your.
So I'll tell you this. I think so. I factor in a lot of things. So I'll show you right away here. I'll tell you. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So the long hair definitely subtracts a lot for me. That's gonna be like, I'm gonna say that off the book. That's why he's number five for me. But I like, he's got like he's tall. He's got that athletic frame. Just the muscles are pretty badass. And then like, I just feel like, the way he stands are just something like kind of badass to that. Like right here, this is a cool one. Like, look at that. That's like a pretty cool. Like, he just looks cool.
I see it.
I feel like, he doesn't have anything. He just got that one, like whatever armband, whatever that Nike little wristband thing that he's got. And then sometimes he wears like a longer sleeve, but like, it's just, very plain. And I kind of like that. I like that look a little bit. Look at this right here. This is him. I think,
let me tell you something.
You look at, he even looks badass. He just lost it. Or this is actually the year he won, I think, maybe.
That is a great depressing walk off the field and confetti shot right there. That screams NFL talent right there, if you ask me.
That is true. This screams right here, like, hey, I just lost a Super Bowl, but I'm coming back next year.
Exactly.
This one right here is the one that like this was a badass picture. Like I looked at that, I'm like, you know what? I kind of like it. Like I was debating, the long hair kind of ruins it a little bit for me. But other than that, like I can't fault it. Like look at the muscle definition. Just the jersey itself is pretty sick looking, and just the way the shot looks. It just, I mean, like this could be his Hall of Fame bust, and like I wouldn't be mad.
You know what? That picture, I'm not all. I see where you're coming from. I'm not all the way in yet because that picture kind of looks like, oh shit, like did I throw a pick? Kind of looks like a 50-50 jump ball throw.
It could be. Okay, let's look at this one right here. You can see some arm definition as well.
I just scored a fucking touchdown right there.
No, I feel like he's got nice arms. Like that, I'll say that as well. That it sounds a little bit like sus, but he's got nice arms. Like they're very defined and muscular.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Very defined, sculpted body.
Yeah. Number 4, another guy who's highly, a lot of people talk about, Justin Fields. That's my number 4, and our first crossover.
Nice.
Justin Fields. So I mean, I'm gonna say really his like he doesn't look, he looks pretty standard. Like right here, this was a bad picture. I saw this picture, I'm like, this does not look badass. This does not instill this doesn't instill fear in me when I see it. But he's got some cool ones. I like that, like the kind of combination of what he's wearing. I like the little like half quarter sleeve thing. Then he's got like this those like kind of like rubber bands in his arm, and I like the headband as well. The headband is kind of swaggy. This picture right here is kind of badass. I like his throwing motion. It's kind of interesting. He kind of cocks it back a little bit, a little gunslinger in him. This is the picture. I like this picture a lot. This picture right here is pretty badass. I just, I like the way he holds the ball. It just looks like he's about to like throw it 60 yards, whatever, on a line. And I don't know, there's just something about it. I like the eye paint as well. I think the eye paint adds a lot, like, to it. And he does a few different styles. Like he does this like kind of like triangle right here. And then this one right here, he goes like almost all the way down. So, I mean, it's just kind of like it's almost like a safety. Like I feel like Jamal Adams would be wearing that type of eye paint. And I just think it's kind of badass. Yeah. This one right here is another good one. Pretty badass. That's why he's my number 4.
I agree. I agree with this pick. Justin Fields, very badass guy. I'm the name expert. So, the name like Justin Fields, just adds like an extra
intrigues you.
Badass.
I'm going to say this, his face though, it's like, it's a little too friendly for me. I don't know. Something about it's a little too friendly. That's the one thing that's kind of what took it down a little bit for me.
He's the type you can take, you can bring home, your daughter would bring home you and you'd be okay with it. You
would. Yeah. You scored 5 touchdowns and then he'd come home and take your daughter out on a date. That's what it'd be. See, number 3, Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman. We didn't talk about, from Wake Forest. He really didn't play a whole lot. Senior Bowl standout, but this guy's just huge. First of all, like no pause there. This guy's huge. Fucking look at his arms; they're massive. Like just the frame of himself. Like he's got like that Cam Newton, like Big Ben, like fucking Josh Allen, like big ass dude frame. I just like the way like the ball just comes out there. It's kind of cool. To be honest, even the jerseys are like maybe just because I like the black jerseys, they're kind of cool with him, and they just like, I don't know, man. He just looks like a tank. And he like this picture right here specifically looks like he's about to like unleash the fastest. Like he's gonna throw like a 90-mile-per-hour fucking like 60-yard pass to the back of the end zone. I don't know. There's just something cool about it. Even like when he's scrambling, like it's kind of cool looking. And yeah, he just like he's built like a linebacker, like Cam Newton-esque. I just think it looks cool.
I'm with you on this one. I don't have much to say. Like Jamie Newman,
Yeah,
he looks like a professional. He does. He gives
he
off that
does.
vibe.
Look at this one right here. I'm like, dude, that
Oh
could be
man,
a fucking receiver, like a running back.
like you can tell me that looks like a DN. Like if you told me that
He
that's
could be,
still
yeah.
running after a sack, like I wouldn't buy it. And I feel like that's gonna
That's
scare a lot
cool.
of people.
I agree. That's my number 3, but I think it gets cooler.
Okay.
Kellen Mond is my number 2.
Ooh.
Kellen Mond, Texas A&M. There's something about like holding the ball up tight and like kind of like high. I don't know why, but that just kind of looks cool to me. Like just the way he holds the ball really weird. Like nobody else like in the draft right like holds the ball like this way, but he just holds it up tight. I like the shooter sleeve. I feel like the shooter sleeve is kind of swaggy. His face, it's not like whatever. It's not intimidating, but at the same time, it's not whatever like Justin Fields level where like I'm like not scared at all. Like I think like I want him to date. Like I wouldn't want him to date my daughter or anything like that. I don't know. There's just something about like the holding the ball tight that just kind of looks cool to me. Colin Kaepernick used to do the same shit, and then I like the fucking arm sleeve, and it's just a combination of just like his throwing motion and just how he looks while he's holding the ball. That's why he's my number 2 guy.
I respect. It's a respectable pick. Kellen Mond. He was a guy that almost made my list of names. By the way, he was number 6. I just want to
he does. Yeah, he has an interesting name, Kellen Mond. It comes out like it doesn't come out smooth, but it comes out kind of like just like it intrigues you a little bit.
Kellen Mond, I might have underrated. Now that we've said his name, I feel like he should have been on the list. He should have been on the list. I'm sorry.
And number 1,
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Trey Lance, number 1.
Oh, we all saw this coming.
Trey Lance. I'm just gonna say this: like the tattoos are fucking sick. Look at this. He's got like his tattoos. I feel like he's got that same thing as Jamie Newman, where he's kind of built. And I'm just gonna say, like, running wise, he looks fucking like he looks sick here, right here. Like we saw that Justin Fields one, and it kind of just looked like he was running for his life. Trey Lance looks right here like he's gonna run like a motherfucker over. Like he's looking at you. I'm gonna make you my bitch. Trey Lance right here, look at this. He's looking around, kind of like eyeing the defense. I feel like that's kind of cool. And just like this picture right here, I just feel like it's so badass. Like I like the like quarter sleeve. I've shown you that's kind of like a trend. The quarter sleeve is kind of sick to me. He got a little bit of that wristband like Trevor Lawrence has. And the one thing that's super like you don't notice, but it's like his mouthpiece. Always he has it right here. Like I don't even know the reason for his mouthpiece, but yeah, it's right there, right here. Look at this. It's also on the side. It's very strange, but it's always right there. But it's kind of swaggy. It's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like if I lose a tooth, like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I feel like that adds to the badass of it. He's nothing's cool about being safe. Like
that's true.
Nothing's cool about that. Like football is a cool sport because CTE. So I feel like he's taking it to other levels. Like not only am I going to have CTE, but I'm also going to lose all my teeth, and I think I respect that.
I think so too. Like he doesn't have the most intimidating face. Like I'll say that. I'll address that part because I think people are gonna be like, look at his face. He kind of has a little bit of like a fat face, a little bit like it's like it kind of fills out the whole helmet space. I don't love that necessarily, but I see that he flexes. You see the arm definition. You see like he's got that big frame. And I think that just overwhelms. With the mouthpiece or the mouth guard and everything, just all that combined. I think that just takes over for that, and I think that's why Trey Lance number 1.
All right.
Number 1 quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft. I got Trey Lance, and you have, what's the guy's name?
Gunnar Hoke.
Gunnar Hoke, number 1 quarterback in the 2020 NFL draft.
I have a follow-up question for you.
Yes.
No Gunnar Hoke. What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. So
I did not know Gunnar Hoke. Like to be honest, I had no clue what the fuck that was.
Honestly, me, I think no Peyton Ramsey. Where's my guy Peyton Ramsey?
I don't think I looked at Peyton Ramsey. I'll tell you who else I looked. So I looked at Davis Mills. I mean, if you want to look at, we can look at those pictures as well together. So Davis Mills was completely like the least intimidating dude I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He has he wears a long sleeve, like he has the sleeves all the way in, or all the way down. And just like this picture alone, like this look, like you look like a fucking like.
That looks like Derek Carr mixed with Matt Ryan. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, no, it's the sleeves. I don't like the sleeves. Like the long sleeves is just like
Sam Bradford. Like,
yeah, that should have been left like a long time ago. It's just not good. I don't like it. Let's talk about another one. Mac Jones is pretty bad as well. I just don't like how he looks. He looks a little unathletic in his uniform. He looks kind of fat. I'm just gonna say it.
Whoa.
He looks fat.
Wow.
I know. He has the quarter sleeve. I like the quarter sleeve, but it's just you look at him. He has the same thing I was saying about Trey Lance. He just fills up the whole helmet. He's kind of has like a fat face. He just looks, yeah, he doesn't look. He looks like he's maybe like a long snapper or something. Like if you ask me, like if he wasn't throwing a football and you just had like the profile of his body, I would say that dude's a fucking long snapper. That's just that's all I got to say about Mac Jones.
It might just be the TCU jerseys, but look at Peyton Ramsey. I feel like he's deserving of that.
P-E-Y or P-A-Y?
It's Peyton, like Peyton Manning, like P-E-Y. Peyton Ramsey. Oh, Northwestern, not TCU. I am slow. That's all right. But like, look at him. Like I feel like
his arms are kind of scrawny. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah,
with
but
you.
I mean, but look at him in the purple. Look at him in the purple.
All right, let's look at a few of these.
Look at that.
This one is kind of cool diving in, but I don't know, man. There's just
I feel like
oh, this one has some good muscle definition.
yeah,
I'm
look
gonna
at
be honest.
that.
This angle is not bad, but I don't think he beats out any of the 5 guys that I just mentioned. Like I don't see like
Man,
he could be maybe like number 7 or something. I could see that, but
I'd put him over Trevor Lawrence. I'm throwing that out there right now. Me personally.
this one right here is kind of nice. Yeah, this one right here is nice. I like the Trevor Lawrence just like his frame, and I feel like he's got like a few badass pictures, just because he's got like those moments in the national championship and all that.
True.
Here's another dude I was looking at, Sam Ellinger,
Awesome.
from Texas. He's not really that. Yeah, he's just meh. To me, honestly, this is like this isn't like not swaggy, but at the same time, like there's nothing really to write home about. Like this is kind of a cool picture, but other than that, he's just a generic white dude, who this was cool. Like I like how he's holding the ball out so far. I feel like that's kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, those are the few guys that I looked at. Oh, Zach Wilson's the one dude who I didn't like how he looked and as
Oh really?
I like him as a player, but he just look at his face. Like his face is it's like the least intimidating face I've ever seen in my life.
That dude looks like Jacob Sartorius, low key.
Dude, I see that. Yeah, no, he does look like that. He does. I do like the quarter sleeve. The quarter sleeve is kind of cool. He gives me a little bit of Marcus Mariota vibes right here.
He
But
does.
yeah, his arms not very, not built, not really defined. You can't really see the definition because of the quarter sleeve. So I like usually the one quarter sleeve on one side and like maybe not on the other side. I don't know how you want to do it, but yeah, he's kind of scrawny. Yeah, and it's just like there's a coolness factor. Like I feel like in a different quarterback class, maybe there would be like this picture right here is kind of cool. But just like with the competition, because there's a lot of competition in this one.
We're talking about quarterbacks, man. To be honest, if I look at his face, he looks like a second baseman, like a baseball player. I don't know if I can rank that high.
He looks like he was like from Disney Channel. Like he looks like a Disney Channel kid. Like he's playing whatever. Like they have a new TV show, whatever, about a football, like high school, whatever, like a high school football player, and he's the quarterback for that. Like I could see that being the case.
Like that looks like AAA second baseman. Like maybe fringe major leaguer. That's what that gives me right now.
No, this looks like Zach Wilson looks like what if I'm getting hit, I'm like hoping I don't break a nose because I have a career, whatever, in acting or like in modeling.
Exactly.
I'm done with football. Trey Lance is like I don't give a fuck if I lose a tooth. This guy right here, he's wearing a mouth guard. He's making sure that like he's protecting everything. He's going to be sliding. Trey Lance is going to be going head first into defenders, into like linebackers. Zach Wilson will be sliding. So that's the big difference that I see there. And I think it just decreases. Like this picture right here, that's kind of cool. Like, he's pointing at you like, you know what, just, I threw a touchdown on you. But at the same time, it's just the competition. I'm just going to say like maybe in a different class, he would be ranked, but he's not in my top 5.
I agree. But
all I gotta say.
There's one thing that all of those guys can say is they don't have this disgusting beard I have. So good for them. They're all doing better than me. I just want to say that, I'm not judging these people. They're all better than me. I'm just miserable with myself and I'm taking it on these people.
Okay, I'm not saying that either. I'm just judging them by how they look and how cool they look.
Exactly.
Listen, they're playing football, and I'm sitting here talking about them playing football. So like obviously the power dynamic has been it's pretty clear where it's at. I'm just looking at them and I'm just saying, hey, like this guy looks a little bit cooler, and I can totally regrade this. Like it's just like Mel Kiper, like he comes out with his list and it's completely wrong. He'll just be like, hey, I'll change it up and be like, yeah, I was a little bit wrong. If like let's say Trevor Lawrence comes out and he just looks stupid in his fucking uniform, and Davis Mills maybe he fixes it up, he gets those sleeves, he tucks them in a little bit into his pads, and he looks cool all of a sudden, I'll totally change my completely. And if Mac Jones goes to the 49ers, I will change my opinion as well. Just going to the 49ers I'm gonna give you a few points for that. Just homer bias. Yeah. No, Lemaitre, whenever he decides to come back, will be doing his list. He's doing his top 5 2021 NFL draft quarterbacks. And then next week, hopefully, we do a mock draft.
He's ranking them on how good they are at football? What?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. He was like, yeah, I'm going to watch tape. I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, just go on Google Images and just look at how cool they are. Like, I didn't get that.
See, I didn't even have, I did less than that. I didn't even have to look at images. I just looked up the names.
Just said it out loud. It's just like, sounds cool.
Like, I thought Peyton Ramsey was at TCU this whole time. That's how little I did into the.
Yeah, Northwestern apparently. And what was it?
Same colors.
Gunnar
Hoke.
We don't know if he's from Kentucky or Ohio.
No, it's because he's so unknown. He's so unknown. It lists colleges. It puts 2 of them, and I just don't know where he is.
No, I mean it was close. I'm gonna be honest. Justin Fields, his headband is kind of cool. His face was not intimidating to me, and I don't see how he. And then like you could maybe convince me to pull Trevor Lawrence out of the top 5 and maybe put in what's the guy you're talking about from Northwestern?
Peyton Ramsey.
Maybe I could see that, but other than that, I think that's a pretty solid list. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. I think so too. The only issue I had was with Trevor Lawrence, but hey, you convinced me. The shot of him
I think the long hair brings it down. I agree with you. Like that's the first thing I saw. I'm like the long hair, that's not badass. Like, cause like here's what's gonna happen with the long hair, and it was only badass once. Like Troy Polamalu was badass when they pulled his hair and like they like tackle him with his hair and shit like that. That's kind of badass because Troy Polamalu, he's going around fucking just destroying everyone. He's fucking hitting them as hard as they can. That's badass. Like he's earned wearing long hair. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not so sure about that. Like I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's go on to our next segment. Let's talk about free agency. We've been fucking hyping that up for weeks now. We did like whatever. Our whole last episode, which is completely dedicated to free agency. It's finally here. I mean, not everything is done. We're still, we're taping this on Wednesday. A bunch of things have been done. But Kenny Golladay, we still have no clue. There's rumors about him going to the Giants maybe. Could be interesting. I don't know. Like, I don't know why the fuck you do that. Because apparently there's like, the Bengals gave him a 1-year contract and the Giants gave him a 3-year, but it's like, dude, like, I mean, next year the cap's supposed to go up. I don't know, man. I'd play the 1 year. But yeah, rumors are he's going to go to the Giants. There's a bunch of other things going on. Juju, we still don't know. Maybe he's going to go to the Niners. But yeah, that's just, I'm setting what's happened so far just as of Wednesday, the 17th.
There's like the two biggest guys still available, like in free agency, right? Are they?
I think there's got to be some other. Richard Sherman's still available. I guess it's like if we're talking about big names. And
Dude, I've
stuff
seen
like
so many Niners fans switch on Richard Sherman so quick, like in the comments, like blank's page. Oh no, he's been on the show. We can say RS 49ers page.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, shout out Raj.
Never liked him anyway. Like I never liked him anyways. Like, oh yeah, I never supported him when he was on the team, guys. Just because what he said about Michael Crabtree. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be a lot of flip flopping. I know I'm gonna stay with him. Like, yeah, Sherman's cool. I've gained some respect for him, and like, I mean, he did a lot for the team.
Receiver like Crabtree.
See that's kind of that's a little bit of a sword. I forgot. I've taken that part out. I've forgotten about that part. But the rest of him, he's a class act guy. On the 49ers, and I wish him the best if he goes somewhere else.
I wasn't a Niners fan back then. I think that's a really funny video. I'm just gonna. Sorry, my mic.
Aaron, take that back. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 3 signings or as of so far 3 signings that we think were like really good, our top 3, I guess, and then we're gonna do our top 3 where we're just like, what the fuck, like, well, what was this like all about? Like, it's just like, like I don't get this at all. And then we're gonna at the end we're gonna say so far as of now who we think is the winner of free agency and who's the loser. And just go into that. I mean, we haven't seen all free agency, so probably next week we'll kind of do an update for that. But as of now, let's go over this. Aaron, go ahead, start us off. Do you want to go with the winners or the losers first?
Ooh. What, I think we can start with the.
I'm good either way.
Let's get the negative out of the way. Let's get the negative out of the way.
Let's get the negative out of the way. Start with the losers. Aaron,
loser like the team, right?
Yes. Start off with the team, or let's just start off with your 3 players, whatever that you think were just weird signings, and then we're gonna go say which team you think lost.
Okay, like all at once, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So this first
only 3,
one,
right? Not too many.
Okay, there's one here that I'm not really happy with, so we're just going to go the other ones. First, I'm going to start off with Jacksonville signing Shaquille Griffin. I mean, he got paid like $26 million. I mean, honestly, I don't really, in my opinion, there wasn't that many questionable signings. This one was one I was just like, oh.
They paid a lot, and like the Seattle Seahawks secondary is like their biggest fucking problem. So like to sign their top corner, I don't know.
I mean, like it's not terrible, but it's just like
he's got upside, I guess. Yeah, and the Jags just made so many weird ones. They were signing literally like that first day of free agency because there was all these like whatever that's when everything was coming out, like Monday, I believe. Yeah. And then the Jags were they had a bunch of signings, but they were all like special teams guys. And I was like, what the fuck are the Jags doing? Like they're only signing special teams guys. But I mean, yeah, Urban Meyer, his first free agency in the NFL, kind of interesting. But yeah, that's probably their biggest splash move they made so far. Yeah. I don't know.
That one was a little confusing to me. But this next one is beautifully hilarious, and I feel bad for Bears fans. It's Andy Dalton. The only reason this is the only reason I'm putting this in my questionable signings is because he's going to be QB1. Like if they just signed him to be a backup, I wouldn't really give a shit.
I mean, do you think he's going to be QB1?
They've said he's going to be QB1.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, I might even say I think Nick Foles could be better.
I feel that they said it's going to be like an Andy Dalton, Nick Foles QB competition. I think. I swear to God. Let me double check.
I mean, I heard something similar to that. I agree with you. I think because like from the reaction to Bears fans, it sounds like that's going to be the case. So is Mitch. I think Mitch is pretty much they closed it. Like that's not happening. They closed the door on that. Like that's no chance of Mitch coming back.
Yeah.
A rookie, maybe. I mean, maybe they can get someone like in the 2nd or 3rd round. I don't know. That's really all I could think about. But yeah, that's rough. Andy Dalton, especially when you can get Russell Wilson. Aaron, I sent you that meme where the guy's like filling out like I want whatever those. And apparently it came out the Ryan Pace actually really tried. Like I think the offer was like 3 first-rounders, a 3rd rounder, and like two veterans or some shit like that. So they gave up they were planning to give up a lot for Russell Wilson. And I guess the Seahawks are just like, nah, we're not doing it. So
I mean, in my very quick skim, I couldn't find anything that says he's going to be QB1, but I swear I saw something that's like he's going to start. So
no, I mean, it's probably gonna be a QB competition. I think that makes the most sense. But yeah, Andy Dalton didn't all look good. Like I remember when Dak got injured, I was like, oh, maybe the Cowboys are still gonna be good just because Andy Dalton's not bad. Like he's not horrible. He was pretty bad. Like he was like, I mean, he's not Ben DiNucci bad, but like he's bad.
Take that back, bro. Ben DiNucci.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm a Ben. Wait,
if
number
we're
one
talking,
Ben DiNucci stand. Number one Ben DiNucci stand.
If we're talking names, Ben DiNucci's like top.
That is a top. That's a top name.
I'm gonna say top tier. I need to look at all the QB names, but if we're talking Ben DiNucci, that's.
I'm gonna say the top tier name of all time. Like I would say, like all time football.
True,
names.
Ben DiNucci.
Top, yeah.
It's no. If we ever do, we'll never do this. But top baseball names is Rusty Kuntz. He's a.
Oh, I was gonna say Dick Butkus. That was gonna be like that's like a pretty good football name.
No. I was talking about because he's a pitching coach on the Royals. I think Rusty Kuntz is.
Yeah, that's a good name. Yeah.
All right. Anyways. This next one.
Number one worst one. Yeah, let's hear it. Like, what's the worst signing?
This isn't the worst signing. I did this out of order, but this one's tough. This one's tough for me, though. You have to give me a second. I don't want to do this. It's Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Wow. And that's crazy. Yeah, because we gotta do our top 15 list soon.
I'm excited about that.
Not. I guess not super soon. When did we do it last time?
July, June.
Yeah, maybe we do it a little bit early. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Let me explain. I mean, Cam, he looked good in the beginning of the year. He did. He looked good. He had his moments.
Dude, that Seattle game, I fucking, like, the meter's not here. Someone's got to talk about fantasy football. I traded for him like twice. Like in 2 different leagues, I traded for him. And like just after that Seattle game, because I was like, dude, this guy's the real deal. And then ever since that game, like, he sucked.
I don't know, man. Like, he looked good. He had like moments of him looking good, but then he just.
I mean, yes, I'm gonna go 2 sides because like I see a lot of people being like his weapons are bad, and his weapons were bad. Like let's not downplay that. His weapons are some of the worst, probably, if not the worst.
But just the way I watched that whole Niner game, and he was spiking the ball. He threw like 3 picks, like 2 completions.
The way like they stopped throwing the ball, the offense just got so predictable because literally all they were doing was just running the ball with Cam. Yeah, just that's really what it was for me more. Like if like at least I saw him like making good throws, and like it was just his receivers who weren't doing shit. And like there were moments of that as well, but it's just a lot of like Cam Newton just looked bad. I don't know, like I don't know what else to say.
I feel like he'll be better this year only because, and take that with a grain of salt, because he has a ton of more weapons now. But I don't know if he can play like he could with the Seattle game the whole year. I feel like he'd be pretty all right. But
I mean, yeah, they got weapons. I mean. They got Aguilar now, right? They got a deep threat. They have, I don't know if they're going to keep N'Keal Harry, but they still have N'Keal Harry, still possession guy. They got KB now, Kendrick Bourne, who's kind of like, he could be like the red zone threat. They got 2 tight ends now. That's going to be crazy. Jonnu Smith, who I really like. I was going to say like if they didn't get Hunter Henry, like Jonnu Smith might have been on my like really love, like, because I really like that fit. Yeah, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, I think both are going to be good. I think it's going to be good for the team, not really good for just like fans of the player specifically, because I don't think he's going to get a stats or anything like that. But yeah, Jonnu Smith is like, he's pretty much a wide receiver playing tight end. And then Hunter Henry is kind of like your more traditional tight end. So I feel like they got a good combo there. I mean, they got talent now. And then they brought back a shit ton of dudes. Like, I mean, Kyle Van Noy just came back. So the team is going to be a lot more talented. Let's just be honest here. Because like the 100%. Team sucked this year. They're probably going to be, I don't know. Well, I think the Bills will probably be the number 1 team in that division still. But I think they could still make the Dolphins are there too. So I don't know. I'm not going to say anything crazy like they're going to make the wild card round. But I think they have a lot better chance of making the playoffs than they did last year for sure.
Yeah, man, it hurts me. It hurts my soul to say that, but he just didn't prove to me that he's worth the starting quarterback spot. He just didn't. So.
Okay. Yeah. So who did you overall say? What team did you say that you think the worst? Call
me a crack smoking homer all you want, but I think it's the Seahawks. I think it's the Seattle Seahawks, and it's not because they necessarily didn't do anything. It's just they. Oh, okay. That's not what I meant. It's not necessarily because they signed anyone bad, but I feel like they did nothing. They just let all the.
They do what they do every year. They get it like a few kind of okay guys. They take a 49er.
I mean,
that's pretty much it.
Look, 49ers.
They traded for Gabe Jackson though. I'll say that's one good move that I saw they made because they traded for the Raiders guard. Yeah. And like that's
anything for the O-line besides trading Gabe Jackson.
Trading for trading for him. That's kind of
for Gabe Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just feel like they're a loser because everyone in the division got better. The Rams got significantly better with Matthew Stafford, and the Cardinals are making some moves. I mean, the 49ers, like, who knows how good they're going to be. I feel like the only team, because the 49ers made some moves as free agency. That's like, okay, we can kind of give it up.
Yeah.
But I feel like Seattle, they just missed out on every O-line prospect and didn't do anything. I say prospect, like free agent.
No, to me it's weird because like okay, like let's say you're not going to trade Russell Wilson. You got I mean like it's pretty obvious that he wants O-line help. He needs some help in the team because the team is talented around him. Like he's got good receivers and shit like that. Like I don't think if you asked him like would you want the Bears receivers or would you want the Seahawks receivers? I think he'd say the Seahawks receiver. I mean DK Metcalf is an emerging star, right? They got Tyler Lockett. The offensive line is really the problem, right? And like to just that's the issue. And you know that Russell Wilson's been like, yo guys, like fix the fucking O-line, and to just literally all you do is Gabe Jackson. I don't know. That's a little bit I mean, maybe they do something in the draft, I guess, but they don't even have a first rounder because they traded away for Jamal Adams. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it just seems weird because like if your star player is complaining like he wants to get traded, and the reason he says he wants to get traded is because you don't have any O linemen, wouldn't you want to go out and get O linemen? I don't know. Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
Let's go here. So I'm gonna go. I actually ranked them. So number 3, I put Andy Dalton. We kind of already talked about that. That's just like the shocker. Like nobody really thought that was gonna happen. I was gonna be scared of the Niners because there was like they were saying the Niners could be like getting him as a backup. I'm like, dude, this is gonna suck. Like I swear to God, if we're just gonna be like giving $40 million to like have 2 fucking trash quarterbacks in our team,
damn,
I'm gonna be pissed off. Yeah, I mean, sorry, more for Jimmy.
Top 15 last year? Would you put Jimmy in top 15?
13, I think, 12 maybe. I don't know.
No, yeah, I had him the lowest out of everyone, which it was just funny at the time because like you were the biggest like Jimmy hater. You had him.
Yeah, I mean, at that point I hated Jimmy, but at the same time I was like he wasn't horrible or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be in my top 15 list this year, and that's just not even like recency bias just because of injuries. It's more that I've separated myself from those like whatever the 2019 season, and looking back on it, I think he was just getting carried like a shit ton. Like I don't think like if you put Andy Dalton in that team, would he be like that much worse than Jimmy in 2019?
Yeah, I hate to. Oh, sorry, I'll say that later. My bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna be like, not to spoil anything, but Cam Newton's not going to be on my top 15. But hey, I'm holding out faith. I'm holding out the faith.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of change over there. I guess that's what's interesting. I think we should do a whole maybe like when we put it out on Instagram or Twitter or something at the Muffed, by the way, if you're not following. Maybe we have like a power ranking where like you'll just be like, oh, this guy was like too higher last year, or this guy wasn't ranked at all last year, or something like that. Just like you can see how like it's changed over the years and shit like that. And I feel like that could be interesting.
Yeah. One thing I got right though, Carson Wentz not being in the top 15, dude.
You did. Carson Wentz, I don't know, man. I haven't thought about it yet, but I feel like Carson Wentz could be having a bounce back year. I like him on the Colts.
Honestly, this might give you a heart attack because I put Cam Newton in my questionable signings, and I'm about to say this, but I think Carson Wentz will be way better than he was on the Eagles on the Colts.
I just think it makes sense. I think the offense is fucking really good. Yeah.
But for the sake of the video, Cam Newton go Carson Wentz shit. So.
Dude, I was labeled the biggest Cam Newton hater. You and Lamita were all fucking over how much of a hater I was for Cam Newton. I was just like, I don't think the guy's that good. Like, I mean, like we're remembering him for 2015. Like, I mean, that's neither here or there. That's past trauma from a year ago. Number 2, Trey Hendrickson. And you like him from the Saints? I just thought like it was just I understand that move, not really because the player is bad. I understand because the Bengals had Carl Lawson, they didn't re-sign him, and they signed Trey Hendrickson. And Trey Hendrickson is essentially exactly what Sam Hubbard is. He's just kind of like this like the power, white dude defensive end. I mean, Carl Lawson had bend. He had he had all these moves and stuff. He had the athleticism that I don't think Trey Hendricks really has, and I just feel like he got overpaid. Like we thought like last week. When we were talking about guys who get overpaid, I said Trey Hendrickson. I think is going to be one of those guys. He got overpaid, but it's just weird that the team that overpaid for him. Like, why would the Bengals overpay for this dude when they literally had Carl Lawson, who I feel like if they offered the same contract to, he'd probably take it. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Go ahead. Yeah. Do you have anything?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with him. It's
just weird. Yeah, he was. Yeah, no. I mean, he was a good player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's just weird the team that signed him and just for how much they signed him. I don't know. And then number 1, I said the Raiders. The Raiders O line. It's just like the Raiders O line just made no sense to me. What fucking
Wait, you just put the Raiders in general?
I just put the Raiders in general. Yeah, I couldn't like even pinpoint because I just think that this is so stupid. So like you have like okay like the O line had a down year, but like just the whole offense in general. It was the Raiders have been really bad, like weird with John Gruden because they win a bunch in the beginning and then they just start losing and then they miss the playoffs just by a little bit.
They're the only team since 2003 to only have one winning season, I think, or something like that.
I know I think they're like the only team to like not have a playoff win because the Browns just won a playoff win. So like they're not going to win like in the last like I think 20 years or something. I could be wrong about that. Yeah.
Oh no, since like 2002.
Oh yeah, not 20 years. Yeah. Because you're right. Yeah. Exactly. It's just yeah. I mean, it's been a while. Yeah. But the Raiders use their O-line. I mean, their O-line was their strength. Russell Wilson, I'm pretty sure put him on his list because remember, like he had that list of teams he want to go to. I'm guessing the Raiders were on there not because they have fucking Henry Ruggs as their receiver. It's because they had fucking like such a good O-line. It's like, and now Rodney Hudson just got traded to the Cardinals, and Gabe Jackson traded to the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Trent Brown got traded to the Patriots. They literally demolished it. They're 3 best players on that O-line. And these are guys who are like top 3 in their whatever in their respective positions. Like these are good guys. Like they're not by they're not by any means just like washed. They're just like guys who like we know them by name. They're not actually really that good. These are good players that just gave them away for like I think like a 7th or 6th rounder for the Cardinals. And then Seahawks traded a 6th rounder. And then for Trent Brown, I think they got a little bit better. But it's just like, dude, it's like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. And that gets me to the losers is the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, it's just nice. I think John Gruden is a good head coach, but I think he's a horrible general manager. Like I think he's got Bill O'Brien syndrome, but I might even say he might be slightly worse than Bill O'Brien, which is like the way he manages. Because like Bill O'Brien had like just a few like bad stretches of like Laramie Tunsil, DeAndre Hopkins, and shit like that. Like he had a few like just really bad ones. I think John Gruden just consistently. I don't think he's made like any really good ones. If we really point to it, I don't think he's really. I mean, like his first draft pick, Cleveland Farrell, really hasn't done a whole lot. And then they picked him like number 4 overall, like over Josh Allen and the Jaguars, who's been pretty solid. He hasn't really done a whole lot. Max Crosby would like emerged as like a guy who's pretty good, and then like really he just like wasn't really good this year at all. It's just weird. And then like he signs these receivers that are kind of redundant. It's just like Henry Ruggs, then he had Nelson Aguilar and Tyrell Williams. It's just literally all the same players. It's just weird. Like Darren Waller has been his one good thing that he just found Darren Waller and like he made him into the star that he is right now. But just in general, like I just feel like it's just a lot of weird decision making. And just in free agency, you got Solomon Thomas, which is kind of a weird one. I don't know how that's going to fit necessarily because they got Maurice Hurst and like, I don't know. And then they just traded away their whole line. Like this team just got significantly worse. Derek Carr is going to be fucking running for his life now every down, and I don't know. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is going to be as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, but before we were starting the episode, you said you had 2 teams you were thinking of for the losers. And I said the same, and I was thinking of Seattle and Las Vegas. Were you thinking of Seattle on there, or was the other team you're thinking of?
It was actually I had 3. I had Seattle and the Bengals were another one. I just the Trey Hendrickson one was weird, and then the fact that they didn't re-sign William Jackson was also weird to me. And then as well with all these rumors with Kenny Golladay, how they don't want to get like Kenny Golladay would be so good in the system. Like right,
he wants to go there. I heard him say
he does want to be like if I'm being honest here, like. If I'm Kenny Golladay, and I think he just had a down year, like he just got injured. He had a down year. Like he's a solid receiver, a wide receiver 1 in my opinion. If you're gonna choose between the Giants and you're gonna choose between the Bengals, I'd rather play with Joe Burrow than I would with Daniel Jones. And like that's not even disrespectful to Daniel Jones. It's just Joe Burrow is just so fucking good. I don't know. I don't get it. Those are the 2 other teams I was thinking of. Yeah. All right, let's talk about something more positive though. Let's talk about winners, season winners. All right. I'll start us off this time. You know what? Just to flip it around. Flip it off.
I love it.
Yeah. 3. I did 2 for 3. 3A and 3B. I put William Jackson. I really like that signing.
Okay.
By the Washington football team. I feel like
football team. Let's go.
Yeah, because I believe they lost Ronald Darby, but they brought in William Jackson. I think he like makes the defense really solid. I think William Jackson is an underrated corner. Like he doesn't get talked about as much, but he's really fucking solid, dude. And Hassan Reddick by the Panthers. The Panthers D-line is fucking good right now. Brian Burns, I really liked already. Derek Brown had a really good rookie year. And now they're going to fucking add Hassan Reddick on the other side. So, like, they just have 2 really good fucking edge rushers. They're building something that I really like there. I have a feeling. So, at number 8, they're going to be drafting probably a quarterback, which is going to fuck over the Niners. The Niners probably going to have to, like, trade up in front of the Panthers. But I feel like with the quarterback, this team could be good because they have the receivers, right? They just lost Curtis Samuel, so probably they're going to have to get another one. But DJ Moore is good. Right, they have the running back Christian McCaffrey. It's like one of the best, and not the best running back right now in the league. Yeah. They have an okay to solid O line, and then like just the defense is really like they're building something really nice there in the defense. So like I feel like the team is gonna be good soon. They're an up and coming team, but I feel like they're building it right. Like I like the pieces they're building, and just getting them kind of on a cheap 1 year like prove it deal. It's kind of cool because like we were saying, Hassan Reddick could get overpaid. He didn't get overpaid. I would honestly say he might have even been like a little bit underpaid. Yeah. So that's 3A and 3B for me. Number 2, Curtis Samuel. I feel like that's just such a good fit for Washington. I feel like they're gonna use him just like as a weapon. Like they can use him in the jet sweeps, they can use him on screen passes, they use him in like everywhere. And I think he complements that team because I was saying maybe Juju fits with Terry McLaurin. I think Curtis Samuel fits even better because he kind of stretches out the defense, makes him play the kind of like safeties, makes him get double covered. Terry McLaurin doesn't have to be like triple teamed every down like he usually gets. And I like also Ryan Fitzpatrick that they got him now because Ryan Fitzpatrick just feeds targets his number 1 receiver. So I don't know if they're going to be winning a whole lot. But Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be feeding Terry McLaurin. So I'm just excited for Terry McLaurin. And number 1, I put Trent Williams. Call me a homer, but Trent Williams I think was just a super important signing because I think that changed everything. Because if we lost Trent Williams, I feel like the number 1 pick we'd have to kind of go with an offensive lineman. It wouldn't like. If we took a quarterback, then we miss out on an offensive lineman. If we take an offensive lineman, then we miss out on a quarterback. We got our offensive lineman. We don't have to worry about that now. We also had Alex Mack on top of that, which I don't know if he would have necessarily came. Maybe he probably still would have because he likes Shanahan. But Alex Mack is also an addition I really like there. And I just feel like our offensive line looks a lot better. And I think it's primed for like if you wanted to just bring in a rookie and have him start right away. He's got the protection there. He's got receivers there. He's got a really good head coach. He got running backs. He got a tight end who's one of the best in the league. This is an offense that's super, like, it would be very easy for a rookie to come in my opinion. So I think that just, call me Jimmy.
What about Jimmy?
I am. I'm a fuck Jimmy.
Jimmy to come in.
Fuck Jimmy. Not a Jimmy sexual. I said it here. Saying it here first. I'm not a Jimmy sexual.
Really?
Jimmy G. He can go to the Pats. I don't care. The winner I had, Aaron. This was kind of this. I feel like I just wanted because you were saying you wanted to go maybe with the Pats. We were talking about that like beforehand, like who we thought were winning, and the Pats did. I mean, they had some good moves that I liked. But I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm gonna go with the a team in that division, and I like what they're building because they didn't go all out and spend all that money like the Pats did. But I think they got Corey Davis, which is like I really like that. I think Corey Davis is really underrated, and I think he had finally like showcased himself last year, and then now him and Denzel Mims, a guy who I liked already, and then they also got what's that receiver? He was on the Washington football team. The R words before. What's the guy's name? Jamison Crowder is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Jamison Crowder now, Denzel Mims, and Corey Davis. So I really like that receiver group. I think it's perfect for like Zach Wilson or whoever the fuck they're gonna draft. Probably Zach Wilson. And then I also liked they had one more signing. Fuck, I'm blanking right now. Carl Lawson. Carl Lawson is who I liked.
Yes.
And we talked about it last week.
He's my favorite player.
Who that was. Yeah,
no, that's
your
not
favorite
true.
player.
No, I know Carl Lawson. He just signed the Jets.
I think he's super athletic. I think he's got like he could be really fucking good, and I think he's gonna be like in the Robert Saleh system. Like, I feel like he could be really fucking good, and I think the Jets are building like they're not gonna be a good team next year. Like let's be honest here, they're not a playoff team next year.
No, they're not.
By no means am I saying like from just this free agency they're gonna be a playoff team or like they're gonna be super improved. I just think they're slowly building. They're building the right way. Like they're not like gonna overspend just because they have so many needs, and they have a lot of needs. Like they pretty much have a need at every position on the team. They're just gonna slowly pick guys that I think they're like fits, and they're just I think they're making the right move. They're not overpaying guys just because they needed to overpay guys. They're just playing it slowly, and I also like the move of keeping Sam Darnold just there because I think it keeps teams guessing, and I feel like maybe they can get like some trade offers for number 2. I don't think they're gonna take anything. Ultimately, it's probably gonna be Zach Wilson, but just the fact that like you're gonna wait and like let teams get desperate to like the point like let's say like all the teams lose out in free agency, the teams that didn't get a quarterback in free agency, the teams that couldn't get a quarterback in the draft, and then maybe you fucking be like, all right, now you're desperate, you need a quarterback for next season. Go ahead, here's Sam Darnold. Do you want him? Trade me a first rounder, trade me a second rounder for him. And like I think teams will overpay for him.
Man,
I think that's a good move.
Good point.
Yeah. All right, Aaron. Let's see the 3 winners.
Let me start this off. It's actually good you went first because you gave me time to look up my song to play right here for this first one.
Oh shit.
Oh.
E40 classic.
Hold on, wait.
We might get copyrighted for this though.
So let me just.
There we go. Bang bang night again.
All right, so my first pick is different from yours. I went with Alex Mack, center, San Francisco, and I like the signing a lot. Let me tell you something. Well, the Niners needed a center last year. That was a big need on their team. They got their guy, Alex Mack. Also, Alex Mack already knows the Shanahan system. Boom. On top of that, Alex Mack.
The Browns and the Falcons.
Yeah. Alex Mack. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Very talented center. He's honestly one of the best linemen in the league or most best centers in the league. And I feel like he's going to fit perfectly in the system. He already knows it. It's a great move. Beefing up the O-line for Jimmy G's revenge tour. Tour 2021.
Please don't say that. Please don't fucking say that.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I can't. This no decision episode. Like this is actually. I got excited for the Niners for the first time in a year, maybe, because you know how fucking like just down I was in the Niners pretty much the whole season. I was just like, this is miserable. This is the one time it's not that miserable. And
Alex Mack, Trent Williams,
moving
it. And I did not throw Trent Williams on here. I wanted to know that, but I think that was a great signing by us.
I packaged them together. I said Trent Williams, but I kind of packaged them together.
So I'll package them together. I'll put Trent Williams here too. So.
Okay, sounds good.
Excuse me. I had a not sponsored milkshake before we got here. All right. Anyways, so I think Boz, you might be a little excited with this next one right here. I think you're going to get a little excited. Oh, Jonnu Smith, New England.
Oh shit, I like him.
Yeah, I think he's a super underrated tight end. I mean, dude is super physical, is great pass catcher, and pairing him up with Cam Newton can play, just better than he did last year. I feel like he's a good target for Cam Newton. Do little scrambles, little dump offs. I feel like
Greg Olson, right? Had Cam Newton likes tight ends.
Yeah, loves tight ends. Never had a good.
Sounds a little bit like we're implying something else, but we're talking about the football position.
No. That's not what we're like. That's not what we're implying. No. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, he does like it. He does like a good old fashioned tight end. If I do ask myself, okay. And my other pick is Matthew Judon, New England.
Oh shit, yeah.
He's a super underrated player in my opinion. Great defensive end. I think he's gonna fit. I think he's gonna fit well in New England. And honestly, I don't really have much to say about him. I just like that signing a lot. But let me segue right into my winners, which is the New England Patriots. I mean, and it's the boring answer, but it's the truth. They've signed so many people. They've addressed all the needs on their team, really. I mean, I did have Cam Newton in the questionable section, but
I forgot there was some sort of thing I saw on Twitter, but it was something like the last 10 years of Bill Belichick spending in free agency. I think you just spend more in whatever in the last 3 days than he's doing has like in the last 10 years.
Despite Tom Brady, that's my theory. And I don't.
It is, and the other thing is like people are saying that like, hey, they have the money. A lot of teams don't have the money right now just because the cap went down. So a lot of teams didn't really plan for that necessarily. So like there's not a whole lot of teams like on the market who are giving out a shit ton of money. The Patriots can give out a lot of money, and then next year is expected that the cap is going to go up like major, just because hopefully everyone's going to be back in the stands already, and they're supposed to sign like a new TV deal that's supposed to be like really fucking crazy. So if that actually does happen, like these contracts might be like super small now. Like I mean, right now we're like, damn, well, how much the fucking money did they pay Kendrick Bourne? How much money did they pay Tyrell Williams? That could be like not that big of a deal. Like that could be like mediocre receiver money next year, just because like receivers next year could be getting a shit ton.
I mean, they've plugged so many holes. They got Jalen Mills. They got so many players.
Two receivers, two tight ends. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Tackle, tight
Matthew Judon, Kyle Van Noy. Yeah, they have
they've done everything, man. Like it's ridiculous. Like I think I wanted to look for a different team, but like I just feel like they're just like the clear cut. Like
Trent Brown as well. Trent Brown we kind of forget because that was a few days ago. Trent Brown, they brought him back. Yeah.
I feel like they went 7-9 with Cam Newton playing how he was last year, so Cam Newton can play a little better, and he has the weapons around him. I think this is a winning team, honestly. But I don't know how far they'll go, but I feel like they can crack the wild card potentially. I'm not convinced that'll happen, but I think
I said the same thing. I think it might be close, but I mean the Dolphins are kind of cool. But I feel like I mean last year they had a good team. I don't know what's gonna happen. If they get Deshaun Watson, I think for sure, right? Like they're gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get Deshaun though. I think they'll stick with Tua, but who knows?
Let's just talk about that because we have right. We already finished everything here. We finished talking about free agency. Let's just real quick. Deshaun Watson. I think Russell Wilson, I think it's pretty close. The Bears give him so much, and if they didn't take that, it doesn't sound like it's probably going to happen. I mean, right? Who's going to give him like 4 first rounders, 5 first rounders? Like, I don't think they're going to take anything. Russell Wilson probably be a Seahawk. As much as I wanted him to be somewhere else, he's probably going to be a Seahawk. Deshaun Watson, though, it sounds like because like the team always says, no, we're not trading. But everyone around him says, yeah, he's getting traded. All the reporters are kind of like, the vibe I'm getting is that sooner or later they're going to have to trade him. What do you think he's going to get traded? Let's just talk about this because now it's a little bit changed. We see
the where or you say where or when?
Let's go where. I mean, when? I mean, we don't fucking know.
Man, honestly, these should be so like straightforward, but like now I have no idea. I want to say right now,
I think changes have changed a little bit. And then one thing is, I was going to say, everyone going into this free agency, everyone's like, dude, quarterback position is going to get so changed up. Like everything's going to get flipped around. We haven't really seen that happen like at all. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna say right now, but I don't think he's going to the Niners. I hate to break it to you.
I think that's like if I'm gonna go like top 3, I think it's Dolphins, I think it's Niners, and I think it's Panthers. Like I think that's one of the teams.
Don't see it happening, but like it's not impossible because.
So here's the arguments for the Niners. So that it came out whatever. There's a new report. I think I'm not gonna say who did because I don't remember it specifically. I don't want to credit like somebody who did it, who didn't report it. I think it was saying that like the 2 teams he wants to go to are Denver and the 49ers. And I mean, I think the team, usually teams don't want to trade, in the same conference, right? If you're, Texans are an AFC team, I feel like they're more inclined to trade to an NFC team than they would be to an AFC team. I think the Niners have a lot to trade. I mean, they have first rounders, right? They can trade that for sure. And I think they have like maybe a Nick Bosa would do enough, maybe like a Fred Warner instead of Nick Bosa. But I think they have like one kind of like young player that maybe they have to trade for him. But I think they could, theoretically they could. I don't know if they would necessarily, but I think they could. I think the Dolphins have the most ammo. I think we talked about that before. The Dolphins just have so many fucking first rounders that they can just trade. I think the Jets are not one of them. Like people are saying the Jets. I don't think the Jets are one of them. I think the Bears. To be honest, I feel like they might have been like, fuck it. Like we already tried to get it for Russell Wilson. We put all of our fucking, we put everything in for Russell Wilson. They still didn't want it. I don't think they're gonna go for Deshaun. So I really think it's those three teams. And only reason I'm putting the Panthers in is just because I feel like Deshaun might just be like, hey, I want to go to the Panthers. He'd just be like, hey, I really like what they're building there because they have a fun offense. They have an offense that's gonna be kind of good, and they have a defense that's up and coming, like I said. Yeah, those are just the three teams. Because I feel like Deshaun wants to go to a team, right, that's gonna be competitive. Like he doesn't just want to go to a team where they get stripped of everything for him. And then he comes in there and they suck. They're worse than the fucking Texans. So I think the Dolphins fit that just because the Dolphins would only be trading first rounders. They wouldn't probably have to trade any players. The Niners would kind of fit that. Maybe they have to get rid of like one player on defense, but they're still a pretty talented team. And I think the Panthers would fit that as well. That's just
what I was gonna say is I think he's gonna go to Carolina personally.
Okay.
Because I feel like they could give up. I just, I don't really know. I just feel.
But I think McCaffrey's getting traded. We talked about it. I don't think McCaffrey's getting traded.
Because that's the reason why you would want to go to Carolina.
That's exactly. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I don't know what the Niners are going to give up. Like, I mean, they have a lot of people to give up, but I don't think
3 firsts. I think 3 firsts, Warner or the Bosa, because those are 2 guys who are up for contracts. And it's just like, let's say like they start negotiating with them. And it's just like, hey guys, if this is too steep for us, I don't think we can pay this. Maybe you just got to trade them away.
Maybe, but I don't know if they would though. I don't think they will. That's the thing.
That's what I think. So I agree with you. I think the Niners' most likely route, I'm just going to say this, I think it's going to be a quarterback drafted. I feel like that's the blueprint right now. I mean, they just filled in a bunch of holes. They have a team that's set up very well that could be like, just, they get rid of Jimmy. They have now the money to pay for Fred Warner next year and then make Bosa the following year. And the offense is set up that, like, they don't have a whole lot of holes. Like, usually rookie quarterbacks, you saw with Joe Burrow, he's getting pressured a shit ton. Like, you're not going to get that necessarily because the Niners O-line seems pretty good on paper. He's got receivers, he's got weapons, and he's got like shit, like easy shit, like the shit Jimmy did, where the jet sweeps where he just literally tosses the ball. I mean, Justin Fields could do that if he comes in and just kind of get acclimated to the offense, and then he starts doing the more complicated shit. But I don't know. I feel like the writing's on the walls with Jimmy. I feel like their mindset has kind of like been, because that's the reason I think that they haven't restructured him. Everyone's asking, like, why haven't they restructured Jimmy's contract? Because like everyone else, you see the Saints, right? They were restructuring contracts over and over again. All these teams are restructuring contracts. Why don't they do it to Jimmy? And I think the only thing that makes sense is that like they're not confident that he's going to be the quarterback next year. So if you restructure it to next year, that just gives him more guaranteed money towards the end. So I think they've just been every year. Like last year, everyone asked why he didn't do it. This year, they haven't asked like, well, why isn't he doing it? And I think it's just because they're like, hey, like we're playing this by year. Like we really don't know if this guy's going to be any good. And I think with that mentality and just with the fact that like I think this year the availability of quarterbacks going to be higher than next year. I think this is the year to do it if you're going to do something.
I hate to say this, but I really hope Jimmy's a starter next year just so I can see the decision episode. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really looking forward to that. And
that is, dude, that's an all-time episode. I don't know, what we would do there. We'd have to like, I don't know, live stream or something, but that's an all-time fucking episode.
That would be. But hey, realistically,
Aaron, can I ask you this question right here? Because I've started contemplating about the decision episode just because like starting at one point I started to feel like it's more and more like it's probably gonna be reality. Let's just talk about this theoretically. If I do the decision episode, am I permanently a fan of the other team, or can I just be like, hey, a clause that I'm a fan of that team until Jimmy's gone in the Niners? Can I put a clause there?
You put a clause if you want to. And
I have a little too much invested with the Niners. I have too much fucking shit that I invested with the 49ers. Just completely just be done with them. But I'd be down for like, let's say a year or two and just be like, hey, if Jimmy's a quarterback for the next 2 years, I don't give a fuck. I'm not rooting for this team.
Well, let me tell you something. Like, I don't know. Should I save that point if there is a division episode? Because it's a point I have.
I mean, you can make it a little bit. You can maybe elaborate more on it if we actually do it. Here, and I'm going to keep saying if, because I hate that you keep saying when we're going to do it. If
I'm going to tell you right now that, as someone who has switched teams because the Raiders left town. As I do enjoy like watching the 49ers and stuff but that first year of switching was so even though the Niners went to the Super Bowl, it was so miserable. It's not the same. I'll tell you right now.
Well, I think here's the other difference is because you switched we're like in the Bay Area, like you switched to two teams, like so like you knew a bunch of Niners fans and stuff like that. So people around like whatever like school and shit, like you're walking around knew you that you're a Raiders fan, and then now they hear you.
That was.
If I switched to like a Colts fan, I don't know any fucking Colts fans. Like I don't think anyone on the street's gonna be like, hey bros, what the fuck? Like that you were a Niners fan last year. Why are you always a Colts fan or I'm a Chiefs fan?
That was.
I don't think I know anybody.
But the thing is,
Grant, Grant will support me. Grant will support me if as our friend, he's a Chiefs fan. He'll support me if I switch to the Chiefs.
The thing is, it's just not the same. Like, my whole life I had all my Raiders gear, and I'm just like, whoa, go Derek Carr, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, go Jimmy, go it's tough that for and like you just hear about them and it just hurts your soul. It's tough, but now I just don't give a shit. So there's
The
that.
Raiders
So
are demolished. They're demolishing right now. So Aaron, honestly,
no,
yeah,
they've been demolished, dude. I was rooting for them when they were like 3-13. So like
that's
it's
true.
like it's
But the
no.
Niners, dude, the thing is that 2019 season was just so fucking good. Like, that's the best football. Like, that's the most I've ever enjoyed watching football of the 49ers, just in general, just like
Yeah,
ever
that
in my
first
life.
year you switch though, it's not going to be fun no matter what happens. Just want to throw that out there.
I mean, if the Colts, like, let's say I switch to the Colts theoretically and they win the Super Bowl, or let's, I
I mean,
mean,
that'd be cool, but like it won't
it
be the
would be
same.
cool, but I think I'd have to put the caveat. I have to put the caveat that I'm coming back when Jimmy's gone because to be honest, I just can't watch the offense with Jimmy. He's unwatchable. He's so bad, and it's just the thing is I watch that team and they have so much fucking potential, and there's just one player that completely limits that potential, and it's a guy who can't throw a fucking deep fucking shot. He can't throw anything outside the numbers, and it's a dude who's always fucking injured, and it's fucking Jimmy Trash Garoppolo. I mean, like, what can I say?
Yeah, I think we ended on that.
I think we have to end it on that. Lemeter's not here, so you can't get pissed off. You can't like leave
I
him.
know. There's like no one fighting back, really. Like,
That
I
is
mean,
that's the one problem that like Aaron, when you and I have like we start agreeing too much. Every
there's
now and then,
like every now.
yeah, because we don't do a whole lot of episodes where it's just me and you. It's usually like
Yeah.
Lemeter usually shows up. We make fun of it that Lemeter never shows up, but usually he does. And then there's that one episode that he does, and it's just like it feels like for a second it's like kind of refreshing because it's like I'm not always on edge. I don't always have to be defending myself, but at the same time it's just like we're missing a little bit of something.
Spice,
A little spot. You're right. That's exactly what it is. And that's a little bit racist because Lemeter's Indian, but
yeah,
that's not what we're trying to say.
That's not what I was
But
trying
yeah.
to say. You're setting me up with the tight end stuff and now this, dude. You're setting me up, man.
I don't know, man. It's just the shit coming to my head. I think that's a good way to end this. I'm excited. Next week, I think Lemeter will probably be back. Hopefully, Lemeter's back. We'll talk about more about free agency because a bunch of other shit will happen, and then we're gonna do our mock draft, which I'm really fucking excited for because I think last year when we did that was a really fun episode because that was just kind of like right because we alternated picks. So it's kind of like like in my head, I'm like, oh, I think the Giants are gonna take this pick, and Lemeter takes somebody else, and it fucks everything up. But I feel like that makes it more interesting.
It does.
But yeah, this has been a good episode. See you guys next week. Been the Muffed Podcast. Peace.